Hi, I'm Wendy Ventura, personal and relationship coach. Thanks for joining me. We're up to day 35 today of the 40-day marriage challenge that we're doing. We're getting near the end, so I'd love to hear how you've been going with them all. And I've left the link above or below the video that you can click to download the free PDF file that's got the complete set of 40 challenges if you want to keep, just keep practicing these challenges each day after we finish this 40-day challenge. Yesterday we talked about spiritual intimacy, and I really enjoy just having that focus of becoming aware of God's presence in my relationship with my husband, and also just in the little everyday areas of life, even just having dinner at the dinner table and praying, giving thanks together. But today we're talking about one aspect of spiritual intimacy, which is about confessing our faults and mistakes. And when we humble ourselves before God and our spouse and are able to apologize for things that we've become aware of or convicted of that we've done to wrong or to hurt our spouse, and are able to go to them and confess them, then we are able to build trust and intimacy in our relationship. And the alternative is really to destroy our relationship. It's very destructive if we're not taking responsibility for our faults, and or having repetitive harmful or destructive behavior in the relationship that we're not taking responsibility for. So I guess the challenge is just to humble yourself, and as soon as you become aware of a fault or mistake against your spouse, acknowledge the truth, confess it to them, make amends where possible, and then even make changes such as having some boundaries or accountability if necessary. So to really love and honour and cherish our spouse as we promised to in our wedding vows is to really see them as worthy of the truth. We really can't be real and united or to be one in our marriage if we're not going to be open and honest. So, as I said, a relationship built on lies won't stand, and, trust is really one of the foundational building blocks of any relationship. It's really so important. So, next time you are aware that you have, crossed a line or made a mistake, confess your fault, first of all to yourself, and then to God, and then to your spouse. Apologize. People joke about sorry being one of the hardest words to say, but it really can be challenging for a lot of people, especially if we haven't had this model to us growing up. So, humble yourself. It really is putting yourself in a vulnerable position, because we don't know how our spouse is going to react or respond to that. We don't know what the consequences are going to be, and in the bigger things, it can be, it can be quite serious. But there's really no alternative. This is the only way forward, and if we're talking about having a strong, intimate marriage, being able to confess our faults as soon as we become aware of them is really crucial. So yeah, just confess your fault, apologize, try to make amends where possible, and find out what it is your spouse may now need. Um, if necessary, set some boundaries, have some accountability, but really see how what you have done has affected your spouse, and ask them, how has it made them feel, and see their pain, so that it would help you to become more repentant and to really be able to turn away from this behavior and to not want to do it again in the future to hurt them. Um, so the alternative is also waiting to be confronted by your spouse. So when you know you've done something wrong, and you can be maybe trying to hide it, or you might even be in denial, but it really creates a prison for us within the marriage, where we feel the weight and the burden of carrying the guilt of this, and it creates a wedge in our relationship with our spouse. And if we wait for them to come to us and confront us with this fault or mistake, then it's not going to be as effective when we do apologize. Then it's not going to seem as real or as authentic as if we actually come to them confessing. It shows that we really do care about the relationship and that we really are repentant. And then, as God intended in this loving covenant relationship of marriage, as we do confess our faults, and, most of the time our spouse will um, accept our apology, and we can then have a stronger, closer relationship as we build trust again. But it helps us to then to be more authentic in the future, And this is another way that I keep saying that, you know, God can do his transforming work through us, transforming us into his image as, you know, we bring these things out into the light, our weaknesses and our faults, and we have a loving partner that can be patient and gracious and forgiving through this process. You know, it's a really beautiful way that God has created the marriage as a safe place for us to be able to do this. So just to quickly recap, practice being humble with each other, and as soon as you're convicted or made aware of something that you may have done to hurt your spouse, go straight to them, confess, try to make amends where possible, have some boundaries or accountability, listen to their heart, and yeah, I'd love to hear how you go. If it's maybe some big issue you might be dealing with, maybe there's been something you've been hiding from your spouse for many years. You might need some extra support with this, and I'd love to help you through that. Otherwise, I'll see you back here tomorrow. Bye for now.